This is how to become crew on a sailboat. Hey, I'm Huli. You're probably wondering how I ended up here.
There's this awesome website, it's called Crew Bay. You can find professional work on there, but you can also just find like cruising and crew jobs where you just help out as a novice sailor.
Like me.
We'll ask Colin later exactly what made Huli's listing stand out.
Yeah. I want to go back to the Mentawais, but I don't know if I want to go back and just stay at a land camp. It can add up pretty quickly and get kind of pricey, so I decided to go on Crew Bay. And didn't really have to look very hard because I put the location to Indonesia. I was already there. It was the only place I really wanted to be, so there weren't a ton of options, but obviously, even if there were, nothing really more ideal than this setup, especially because as soon as I messaged Colin and he got back to me, they were on their way down to Uluwatu and I was already there, so it was just like, let's meet up for dinner. Asked Colin if I passed the vibe check and he said, yeah, you can come. And then we ended up going for a day sail and we left like a couple days later. And Lindo peed on me that day as well.
So you passed Linda's vibe check?
Yeah, he took a piss right on me the first day. Right in this actual spot.
If you have zero sailing experience, cooking and cleaning are two of like the biggest skills that are needed on a boat. COVID was in full effect. I'm at home in Michigan, just wanting to travel so bad, but not really knowing how to. Just think all day. I was like, how am I gonna travel? Like planes are shut down. You're not allowed to even like drive in a car. Like how am I gonna travel? And then finally, after just like squeezing my head for
surfing over there.
Days and days.
Anyway.
Oh yeah, we better get out there. And then I finally came up with the idea, like, what if I was on a sailboat? I'd always dreamed of sailing the world like many people do, and this was just the perfect time to do it. So I was trying to figure out, how do I become crew on one of these sailboats? Like, I know they are looking for crew. Do I just need to go walk the docks? Like, is there some website? And then that's when I stumbled across Crew Bay. That changed my life, that website, because I remember typing in surf in Crew Bay because I just wanted to surf. I sent out a bunch of messages, but this boat specifically really felt like the one because he was talking about surfing and he was in the Marquesas, like heading to Tahiti. I had no sailing experience at the time, really.
You came to Mexico and you stayed with me in Puerto for like the whole month or like a couple weeks, and then that's
during
when you were
COVID?
like, yeah, that's when you were like, yeah, I'm going on a sailing trip. I'm gonna sail from Tahiti to Hawaii. And then I was like, me too.
From Fakarava to Tahiti, it took us 6 days of sailing. Thought that it was going to be shorter, so we weren't really necessarily prepared. We ended up having to ration food. We ran out of water. Yeah, we had to ration water.
Remember when we had to swim in to get that water?
Yeah.
On the dinghy through the shore break? We're just like swimming up through this river that probably had crocodiles in it and then walking across someone's property to go to this well. All the captain was like waiting in the dinghy, and then we had to swim out with the water jugs and chuck them into the dinghy and then swim back up to the river and fill up from the well and then swim back, and then we would all of that just to only be allowed to drink 1 liter of water per day, including what you were going to use to rinse off with, because there's no like showers.
Saltwater showers, super low on water and super low on food. I just remember us eating white rice and cabbage, and then he had this rule with fruits and vegetables, like they're already super limited amount of fresh fruits and vegetables that you can get, but he had this rule that we couldn't eat anything until it was about to turn. If it's not turning, it's not turning yet. We can't eat it. It's not ready to turn.
But luckily he didn't like grapefruit, and we had a lot of grapefruit from the locals, so that's pretty much what I was eating every day, because he can't eat it because it gives him like blisters on his tongue. So it's the only thing that was safe, that was like unpoliced. And so Yeah, even the rice was getting policed. Remember that one night that you were cooking and you made like maybe 2 serving, like, I don't know, a couple cups or not really measuring exactly. And then he was like, this is so much rice. Like, what's going on in here? Like, you're only supposed to get a half cup each. I was like, oh my, I'm so hungry, bro. Like,
And we
didn't
allowed
know any of this was going to happen, so we didn't bring any of our own snacks for that original passage.
So to prevent that from happening, I guess before, just ask your captain what the food policy is. Make sure that he's done passages before, and make sure that like you're taking care of yourself. If you have some snacks or food items that you like, or you just want to be safe, then maybe buy your own food as well. In addition, make sure that the captain's cool with you having your own food and your own treats before you join the boat.
It's also good if the boat has a refrigerator or a freezer or
that
a water
was
maker.
The other thing. This boat had no water maker, no freezer.
That's really,
no refrigerator.
Really zero on the amenities.
That's a
Those
red
aren't
flag.
amenities. Those
That's
are
a bit of a red
those are
flag.
necessities. Those are actually not amenities. Those are absolute necessities, especially if you're gonna be like going not even in the open ocean, but in like any scenario. We caught a fish.
Water maker.
Christopher caught a fish.
Refrigerator.
And he had to eat the whole thing in one day. And it was like the size of me. At that point, I was so small because I was not eating anything. So the fish was basically the same size as me. And it was a miracle that he even caught it. So we got to have like some fish curry, which was really good. And maybe we had some grilled fish, like whatever. But the rest of it couldn't go in the fridge because it didn't exist. And it couldn't go in the freezer. So the one day that we actually did have food was the day that the fish was caught. And Christopher didn't want it to go to waste, so he just put a bunch of lime juice on it.
Catching that fish kind of saved our lives, actually. So poos hungry. And yeah, if we didn't catch that thing, we would have been even skinnier than we already were.
We were fading away.
We were withering away.
What else were we eating?
Sailing can actually be brutal. It was super just lonely and no Wi-Fi. Up all night, getting destroyed by storms on what was our rotation? 4 hours on watch.
How did I even stay awake?
8 hours
really
off.
Fucking no falling asleep on watch because you're like strapped in with the harness, and almost lost my life.
Yeah, it was really gnarly. We had to harness up when we were going up on deck. Huli was sending me all these photos and videos of these perfect waves with no one out when she was on Parlay, and I was on a yacht working night shifts. I was in like the roughest place ever, and Huli was in like the best place ever. And so then I was like, wow, Huli's killing it. Like, I want to get off of this yacht and onto that yacht. And so I kept telling Huli, like, is he looking for crew? Like, is he looking for any other crew? And then I was finishing up my job, and the timing just kind of worked out with Huli getting off and going to Korea. So then finally she was like, okay, I'll talk to Colin for you. And she put in a really good word for me. Then Colin said I could join as well. All thanks to Huli.
You're welcome.
Thanks, Huli. I'd been trying to get on a surf charter for the whole season, and I finally did it just from swimming up to Nomad when we were there on Parlay going for a surf. I finished up on there. Then Huli and I had the plan to meet back up with Parlay as siblings. Seaworthy siblings.
God.
Brutal.
Oh, what's that?
Oh, little wave out there. We had this vision of sailing together because we hadn't sailed together since COVID. One of the big takeaway messages should be, don't be afraid to get off of a boat. If things feel sketchy, then they probably are. If things feel like not right, then they probably aren't.
Make sure that the boat has the essential components like a water maker, refrigerator, freezer. If you're going out into the ocean for, I don't know, longer than a day, you really need those things.
Here we have all those things, and we have Starlink solar panels. So this is absolute luxury. No lee cloths. People don't even know what a lee cloth is on this vessel. Sailing can be super isolating. People kind of hype it up online to make it seem like it's this like super idolized lifestyle, but actually there's a lot of struggle and challenges that go into living this life. It's not as easy as people make it out to be. And so don't let like a captain take advantage of you just because it's your dream to get on a boat.
What stands out?
Yeah.
People's enthusiasm to learn how to sail and go surfing and all the stuff that we're about to do. Juliana also happened to be in Bali when we were looking for crew, so that was just
Fate.
hey.
That was fate.
Fate.
It was fate.
That was fate.
It was just really good to be able to meet her. We met twice down in Uluwatu. Obviously good vibes. So basically on the second meeting we were like, let's do this.
Yeah.
And this goes both ways, not just for captains but also crew. If you can meet the captain or if we can meet the crew, it's good energy straight off the bat, then you're pretty much a shoo-in. But when you're just typing over Instagram, or I don't even reply to the Instagram messages anymore, we prefer to go through Crew Bay or something because it's more sailing oriented, and yeah, we've been really lucky. But we also do a video call every time, except with you. But you got a recommendation from your sister. Yeah. Your sister got you on the boat.
Yeah.
But yeah, always do a video call. Again, that's both ways. Make sure you know what you're getting yourself into. If you've never sailed before, it's a different life living on a boat. This boat's a 45-foot square. You're in tight confinement with each other. So you have to get along. There's nowhere to escape, especially if you're doing a long passage. So I think this crew selection process or captain selection process is really important and should be taken very seriously. And there's a lot of creeps out there as well, so be careful of that.
Something happened with the engine and he was just like yelling at the older dude and like trying to force him to fix it and like just keep making him work on it and work on it and work on it. It's like it's actually dangerous, like, and also it's not my job like to be like fixing this while he's there, supposed to be just contributing to like have a nice like sail. So then the first place, this was like coastal cruising. The guy's like, I'm getting off, sorry, but like, there's no way I'm staying on the boat. So he just like booked a hotel and just got off. And then it was just me, the captain, and my ex. And we were like, oh, like we knew it too, but like we just wanted to sail. And we were like, whatever, at least like we're, you know, it's not, that was like literally the first day. So we were like, we can see like and suss it out how crazy this guy actually is and if we actually feel unsafe. And then the old dude went on Crew Bay and wrote a really bad review, like very true review, but also very bad review about the captain. And so he was just like freaking out for like 2 days. Coastal cruising, so the cell signal was going to like stay, but the captain was like, we can't go anywhere, stop the boat, I'm gonna lose my signal, stop the boat. And like Q was just, yeah, and Q's just like, just put up like all the sails, just, we're finally moving, like I'm not gonna stall the boat. And he wasn't really saying that to the captain, we were just kind of ignoring him because we were up top and he was down on his computer just acting like we couldn't hear him. And then finally he came up and he just starts like screaming at Quentin and he's like, you think you're so cool because you know how to cook? Because Q was making every single meal. Meanwhile, this guy would get hungry for lunch, and he would get hungry for lunch. He would walk up to my boyfriend and be like, anyone else hungry? And just expect him to start cooking. And that pissed him off so much. But then anyway, he just started screaming, so I went down to the cabin and just opened up my porthole so I could hear what was happening. And then Q was like, oh, like just came down and like came into the room while I was just in there laughing. And then the captain comes down, he's banging on the door just so he can keep screaming. And then that was when I took matters into my own hands. And I got up and I said, who the think you are? You can't talk to us like that. And I slammed the door in his face. And then through the door, I was like, we're getting off this boat. And then I did.
Oh.
And then, yeah, and then he was like begging us not to go. And then he picked up this chick who had never, like young girl from Belgium or something, who he like scammed on Crew Bay into getting on the boat. She'd never been on a boat in her life. And she's just puking for like 24 hours straight, like just vomiting. It was, she met him first too, like, but yeah.
Things can change when you're out at sea with someone versus
we know
meeting them for 10 minutes on
Also,
land or
PSA
chatting with
for
them.
Women. It should be like a public service announcement
Yeah,
for women,
yeah.
specifically looking to crew boats with people they've never met. Ask your captain for references referring to their character, period.
Yeah, I never knew about that either. I just trusted Crew Bay, and sometimes, yeah, you gotta ask for
they,
references.
Like, make new accounts or
so
like they
scary.
con people. Oh yeah, then the captain was trying to get a new guy on the boat, and he conned me into
Leaving a fake review
No, he made me talk on the phone to the new guy while he was sitting right there.
and say that he's a good captain and it's a good boat.
It's easier to talk to this guy for me and tell him the truth about that review and tell him that I'm not a bad person and like all that.
This guy sounds like a psycho.
And I obviously didn't want to.
You can go.
And then, but then he was just standing there listening, and we like weren't gonna be back at like a port for a few days. So I just had to say like, oh yeah, like it's all good.
Full coercion, like
Yeah,
he's a good
Otherwise-
captain. You're like,
yeah, it was.
Were you able to get some words in and lie over the phone and like sneaky without the captain be like, don't come, he's
I was
a
like,
liar.
nah, this guy will figure it out on his own, I guess. Whoa.
Oh. That's a pretty brutal spot that he put you in. Really put you on the spot to leave a fake review.
Yeah, he was also asking me to do a fake If you want to crew on a sailboat, this is your sign. Even if it's not what you expect, you're probably gonna have some pretty good stories come out of it. So
Yeah, just go for it, I'd say.
do something.
Do something! Message someone, get on a boat, do something crazy! Yee-hoo! We're not allowed up here.
Hurry, he's coming.
Boat to ourselves, Colin's gone.